Welcome to everyone here in the room and everyone on YouTube. And we always like to get started with a song, so please stand and we'll sing our first community song.
So this is a song that you know the melody. Sometimes I take songs and I tweak the lyrics a little bit so can show that we have evolved a little bit. And this was originally "Follow the Yellow Brick Road," and so maybe we're over looking for the Wizard of Oz at this point. I don't know. I mean, nothing against the film. I love it. So maybe it's time to follow the yeses and trust. So we'll just let that roll off your tongue. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses. Very good. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. If ever a time to trust there was. Yeah, I was getting to that. Oh, you got it here. You've got it here. Okay. If ever a time to trust there was, this is the time to trust because. Three becauses. 'Cause I want to know unconditional love. Do-do-do-do. So I'm off to find the yeses, the wonderful yeses of life. Here we go. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. If ever a time to trust there was, this is the time to trust because I want to know unconditional love. So I'm off to find the yeses, the wonderful yeses of life. A couple more times. Here we go. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. If ever a time to trust there was, this is the time to trust because I want to know. Take a breath. Unconditional love. So I'm off to find the yeses, the wonderful yeses of life. One more time. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. Follow the yeses and trust. If ever a time to trust there was, this is the time to trust because I want to know. Take a breath. Unconditional love. So I'm off to find the yeses, the wonderful yeses of life. Bravo. That was great.
Thank you. The wonderful yeses of life. All right. Well, welcome again to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Lanny Howard. I am the Minister Emerita here at the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living. And wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. And if you think, I'm not on a spiritual journey, guess what? You're alive. So you're on a spiritual journey. So I am your MC today. So we always like to begin with telling ourselves and everybody who we are and what we believe. So we are a supportive, inclusive, spiritual community that celebrates life. And we aspire to live authentic spiritual lives through a practical application of the teachings of science of mind and spirit. And you say, well, what are those? Well, here's a brief summary of those teachings. And see all those books over there? That enumerates the teachings in greater detail. But high level, all thought is creative and influential. So what we think is really, we have to think about what we're thinking about. There is only God. Evil and devilishness starts and stops in the mind. So if we look at suffering in the world, we can see that it is created by human beings in so many ways. And we can help alleviate it in so many ways. So it's our opening to realization of the presence. And everything in our experience is a call for love or an expression of love, no exceptions. Now that's easy to say and difficult to do, but it's what we're charged to do. We have to see, oh, this must be an expression of love because it doesn't feel like a call to love, or this must be a call to love because it doesn't feel like an expression of love. And the essence, you are whole, perfect, and complete as you are right now. You are whole, perfect, and complete as you are right now. Whew. That's a good one. Okay, so if you are here for the very first or second time, if you feel comfortable, would you raise your hand so that we can welcome you? Welcome, 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 welcome. Okay, welcome, okay. And we have some information for you about our community. So thank you for acknowledging your presence here. And now it's time to have the inclusion candle lighting. And I'm wondering, Marilyn, would you be interested in lighting the candle since you're right there? We light this candle to celebrate the unity of all peoples, all faiths, all beings, all life, honoring the infinity of oneness as all creation, seen and unseen, to remind us of the light of spirit within all of us. Thank you. All right. So we are a praying community. So there are lavender slips in the seat backs in front of you or on the table over by the front door on the left side. And there are prayer sheets. You can fill out a prayer request and put it in the little box that is by the front door, the little wooden box on the table. And then the ministers and practitioners come together to pray on those requests. So please take advantage of that. And I am available after the service to pray with you if you have a joy or a challenge that you would like to share. So you can also, if you are joining us out in YouTube land, you can visit our website at sierracenter.org, click on spiritual support, and under that is prayer, and then one of our practitioners will reach out to you. So please take advantage of that. We really believe in the power of the high intention of prayer. So I'd like to invite Carol up to the podium to read our community announcements.
Oops, excuse me. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to our online community. My name is Carol, and I am the Vice President of our Board of Trustees, and wanted to also, I'm going to kind of start with this. Please, our Board of our Trustees roles are many, but one of them is to be of service, and if there are concerns, questions, anything that you'd like to bring forward to our board, many of us are here every Sunday, so I wanted to offer that to members, non-members, so please feel free to come up after service to share your questions, commendations, excitements, whatever it is. Okay, that's part of our role here, so wanted to put that out there. All right, bear with me. A few announcements. Please join us in giving back to our community by participating in the annual Yuba cleanup on Saturday, September 19th. I've going to be signing up as well. Some of you may have done that last year. We're going to be at the Bridgeport Family Beach, cleaning from 9 to noon, followed by a barbecue lunch, and for all volunteers at Condon Park. We have 10 to 12 volunteer spots. I think we have 4 right now signed up, so there's plenty of room. Please sign up at the foyer, scan the QR code on the flyer to register, and see the electronic waiver. Online registration is required. So see Chana after service if you need assistance over here in the back. Also, a rep from the South Yuba River Citizens League will be here next week to assist us if we need help with registering. So put that in your bonnet to think about. Secondly, space is still open in the Spiritual Living Circle Thursdays from 5:30 to 7. I have the fortunate opportunity to be one of 3 facilitators, as well as Rev Lanny and Rev Julia, to facilitate this amazing, in-depth just discussion about our wonderful Science Mind magazine topics. So I highly recommend it, and please sign up in the foyer over there. If you have today, please come and talk to me. I look forward to connecting with you about that. Save the date again, September 13th. After service, join us for the workshop, Taming Your Inner Critic. Facilitated by our wonderful Reverend Mitch. How many have taken that already? If not, it's worth your time. It helps us understand ourselves a little bit more. So learn to recognize what your inner critic is influencing your thoughts and holding you back, and what you can do about it. Cost is a love offering. All are welcome. Circle Sound Improv is coming to Sierra Center. I know we've been wishing for something like this for a long time. Starting the second Monday of the month, starting September 14th, from 5:30 to 6:30. Facilitated by Bia Sack. No experience necessary and free to participate. So I'm excited about that. Sign-ups are open for another amazing class, Dynamic Laws of Prosperity, based on Catherine Ponder's book of the same name. Join Rev Julie and Rev Mitch for this uplifting program, held Wednesdays 6 to 7:30, beginning September 16th through November 18th, in person and via Zoom, so it will be hybrid. Participants need to obtain their own copy, the 2024 edition, and we will have a companion workbook with activities, etc., and be provided. $10 suggested love offering for that. As always, info flyers and sign-up sheets for all classes and events are located in our foyer. You can find our Zoom links, details, and all of our announcements on our weekly newsletter and our website, sierracenter.org. If you are new to our center, please feel free to sign up on our mailing list, which is up on the lovely display over there before you leave. Friendly reminder to please silence your cell phones before we continue. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, and we have another song from Kalyani. Premeditation, yes. A premeditated song.
You can start meditating now. Okay. Just close your eyes. Sometimes we don't know what it means to rest. Like, what does it really mean to rest? What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how tune into true guidance. I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to grieve? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to me to simply be? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust for me? What does it mean? What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to trust for me? What does it mean? And how do I hold myself with care? And how do I find the gentle courage? I am on a healing journey. What does it mean to trust? What does it mean to be free? What does it mean to me to simply be? To simply What does it mean to rest? What does it mean to rest for me? What does it mean?
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So now is the time for our inward shift. I'm going to do a short reading, and then we'll go into a meditation, and I will bring us out with an affirmative prayer. As you know, we've been talking about fear all month. Aren't we going to be glad when this month is over? But it's a good lesson. So this is from the Science of Mind magazine. The minister who wrote these guides is Reverend Kelly Robbins, and this is a sweet little sample. The more we trust in the Creator and have certainty in its plan, the less room there is for fear. Trusting in our higher power, especially in the face of uncertainty, is called faith. Faith calms us during the storm. Faith is an everyday experience and a deep inner understanding of truth. It is a constant expectation and witness of universal law and its unwavering workings in our everyday lives. The experience of fear can reveal where we are lacking in faith. Fear offers us an opportunity to learn more about our beliefs, about God, and about how the universe works. Let's take that into meditation. Breathing in, I remember that which breathes me, that I am one with the infinite power and life of the infinite one that created everything out of itself and that is conspiring for the good of all creation, that is seeing itself and knowing itself and experiencing itself through everything right now. So I know it's right here, right now, in each and every one of us as all love, all peace, all joy, all harmony, all power, all grace, all the good imaginable is present as we allow ourselves to open to it, to be available for that infinite guidance, that infinite knowing, that infinite knower. And so I know that our time together here this morning is blessed, that we are blessed by all those in service to us to make this gathering possible. We're grateful for the inspiration of Reverend Gerrie. We're grateful for the beautiful music from Kalyani. We're grateful for all the good that is being made manifest through our friends today, that brings us together in a greater realization of our interconnection and our oneness. And so I'm grateful to know that this is the truth, that it is unfolding in perfection. And so with love and joy, I release this word into the law of life itself, knowing that the law is fulfilling this word even as I speak it and making it so. And we affirm this together as we say, and so it is. And now let's have one more song from Kalyani.
We're going to pick up the pace a little bit here. I have a song called Shed, as in, it's not that actually. It's not Where You Belong. I changed my mind. It's called Shed. It means shed that old skin. It's referring to shedding the old skin and realizing, letting go. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Letting go of old identities, whatever's showing up to be released, which seems like it's, okay, there's another thing and another thing, So this is pretty easily sing. Once you get the formula, you can probably sing along. Shed that old skin, shed that old skin, shed that old skin. That repeats. Shed that old skin. Next part. Shed that old skin, shed that old skin. That repeats. Shed that old skin, shed that old skin. Confidently, 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 confident, confidently, confidently, confident, confidently. We are the divine spark. 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 We are the divine spark and sparkle. We are the divine spark. We are activation, activation, activation. That's right. Activation, activation, activate, activation, activation, activate, activation. I shed my old skin confidently. activation of whatever I wanna be. I repeat that. I shed my old skin confidently. Activation of whatever I wanna be. I am the divine spark. I am the divine spark. I am the divine spark. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am the divine spark. I am the divine spark. I am the divine spark. I am, I am, I am, I am. We shed that old skin confidently. Activation of whatever we wanna be. We shed that old skin confidently. Activation of whatever we wanna be. You are the divine spark. You are the divine spark. Tell your neighbor, you are the divine spark. You are, you are, you are. Tell somebody else, you are the divine spark. You are the divine spark. You are the divine spark. You are, you are, you are, you are. One more time. You are the divine spark. Somebody else. You are the divine spark. You are the divine spark. You are, 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 you are. We are divine. Good job. Wow, that worked. Hopefully that worked.
All right, let's give Kalyani a little bit more love here. All right, all right. And since Reverend Mitch isn't here, I thought before I introduce Reverend Gerrie, I'd say, why don't you turn to somebody and say, glad you're here today. Glad you're here today. I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad you're here today. Glad you're here today. Glad you're here today. Glad you're here today. All right, yay, glad you're all here today. So we're very fortunate today to have Reverend Gerrie Walker with us. And Reverend Gerrie Walker's spiritual journey began in New Thought through Unity theology before she moved to religious science and science of mind in 2017, discovering the power of thought and intention. That path led to her to become a spiritual practitioner and staff minister at the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento, and now toward launching her own ministry, the Illuminating Light for Hope Ministries. Yay. She is also a published author with her story Pearls of Joy, featured in Women's World magazine, and a 2-book series, Through Thine Eyes, released in 2015. Before answering this call, she spent 37 years as a contract and budget analyst for the state of California, career that ultimately led her to want to do more for humanity through ministry. Amen. Okay, please welcome Reverend Gerrie Walker.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I am a little bright. Good morning. I'm so excited to be here. I've been here once before, but not in this capacity, so I'm so excited. So good morning, Centers for Spiritual Living Grass Valley, and our listeners and blessed ones online. I bring blessings of love and light from my senior minister at the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento, Reverend Rick Harrell. And as I said, I am very excited, completely excited to be here with you this morning. I'm here to speak with you today about fear or freedom. Which do you want? Which do you want? Yes. So when I first looked at this idea, this talk title, as a matter of fact, when I first looked at the global theme for the month of August based around fear, I realized that the way that I had been looking at fear from my beginning of ministerial training was the way that I thought we had always looked at fear. False evidence appearing real. And since fear is a condition and not a principle, and as we know that conditions can change, but principles are eternal and long-lasting. So a condition is fear, but a principle is freedom. Freedom. Yes, freedom. So I ask you again, fear or freedom, which do you want? Because when I look at fear as something that, as Ernest Holmes, our founder, stated, when we put our belief behind something that we don't want, that is what we get. And if you put your belief behind fear, that is what you will receive. But I'm here to tell you today that you, this amazing blessed souls, are here to put your faith and your intention behind freedom. Because freedom is what we all want, right? Freedom is what we all want. I want to tell you a story about fear and freedom that has affected me. When I first began my journey as a ministerial student at the Holmes Institute and the School of Spiritual Leadership in San Diego, California, I went into it wholeheartedly knowing that I wanted to be a minister. Because that was the nudge, that was the push, that was the intention that was sent to me in my mind. But I also knew deeply and wholeheartedly that I wanted to start my own church. Now, this was a brazen thought, and it was a brazen idea, but it was an idea given to me by God. So because of that, I said, I am in alignment. Do and lead me where you need to lead me to reach to the destination of my new work. And the entire time I was going to ministerial school, I kept saying, yes, I am here to start a new work. Yes, I'm here to start my new work. I'm here to provide these principles and these tools to the demographics that I feel that need them the most. And when I say the demographics that I feel that needs them the most, I feel it is needed in our minority population. And as a woman of color, I am sensitive and compassionate and empathetic to the minority population that would need these tools to change their lives. Anything that allows me and others to be loved by God and to see that we are all worthy of every good thing that is here for God to give us needs to be shared with all of us, right? Right? It needs to be shared with all of us. But also to remind them and to remind all of us that we are loved because of God, that we can be healed. And because of that, we are magnificent expressions of God's love. Let me continue. So for 4.5 years, I went through ministerial school. 4.5 years. Oh my gosh. And as I sit in a space waiting for my licensing and testing to be completed, I find myself in the grips of fear. Where did this come from? What does it mean? All of a sudden, I began to experience feelings of fear to come upon me regarding a new work that I had wanted to start. I was given a vision of the location of my new work, and I went out there. And I realized that that location was not for me. That location that I had thought was just perfect for my ministry ended up being so old. The infrastructure was so old, and the area was so barren. And I remember saying to God, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? I went back into prayer. I went back into meditation. I went back into journaling, trying to understand what God was telling me, and I still wait for the answers. As I still wait for the information, as I still wait for the reconciliation of my thoughts of what had happened to the vision that I had been given, but has now been what has manifested as an area of uncertainty. So I sat in prayer one day, and I realized through the entire period going through ministerial school that I was never fearful. I knew what was mine to do. I was in alignment with spirit of this, and I was ready to take that leap of faith. But something happened. Maybe it was the fact that I saw some of my other classmates who had decided to take it upon themselves to start a new work not succeed. Or maybe it was the idea that when I saw another classmate start her new work, I realized she became disillusioned with the direction that she was going and who was going with her. So then I sat in my own feelings, and I tried to say, what is happening? What is going on? What do you want? What do you want? And then what came up for me was, I want freedom. I want freedom. I want to be open-minded, open at the top to receive the words from Spirit, but also to know that what Spirit gave me, the directive, the direction, the opportunity that God gave me to talk and to make a difference is still mine to do. And even though I feel frightened, or I may feel afraid, or I need to go forward, and that is what freedom is. Freedom is the opportunity to realize within yourself that the journey that you are going on, yes, it may be scary. And yes, it may be threatening. And yes, it may be out of your comfort zone, but you need to go forward. Keep staying on the path. Keep being in alignment with Spirit. Keep knowing that what has been given to you was given to you for a reason. Keep knowing that you are doing what God had intended for you to do. So, when I looked at things that way, I realized that there was no room for fear in my vocabulary at this time. There was no room for thinking that this is not what God had planned for me. God has planned for me a unique opportunity to bring about a healing for those that need it. Now, I may not know what that looks like, and I may not know where that will be. I may not know who all will be in the room, but I do know that I have been given the provision with the vision. Now, there was a time in old churches when we would say, if God gave you a vision, then God has given you the provision. And I like to look at it differently. God has given me the provision. Now I just need to follow the vision. I need to follow the steps that are being laid out for me. So I ask you, what do you want? Because if you decide to lean toward fear, if you decide to be hampered, to be hindered, or to be taken off course because you feel or have an inkling of a thought that you are not the one to do this, but God has told you otherwise, then God is the one you listen to. As I said, God gives you the provision. God will keep you on the vision. Yes. So what is the provision? What is God giving me? God is giving me the opportunity to look within myself and to see there is a lot there that can be given to the light, the world. Yes, there is a light there that can be given to light the world. Knowing that what I have in store inside of me with all of the teaching and all of the learning and all of the classes and all of it has been given to me so that I can heal my people. And when I say my people, I mean everybody. Because as I said, I was under the impression that it was the minority population that was my demographic, that I was here to provide assistance to. But as we know in New Thought, as we know in religious science, we are all on this journey together. We are all on this road together. We need to do this together. There may be some differences. There may be some unusual new ideas for rituals. But we are in this together. And together we will make a difference in this world. So as I said, I went to ministerial school for 4.5 years, and I was excited to begin my new work. And then I had this idea in my mind that I was not the one. It wasn't possible. But then I realized that not only am I the one to do this, not only am I the one to make this happen, not only am I the one to shine the light out into the world, I'm also the one to provide that help to others. When you feel within yourself that you are not the one, that you are not capable, that you cannot make this happen, you would not have been given the vision. You would not have been given the opportunity. And how many times are we given an opportunity to make a difference in not only our lives, but in the lives of others? But then we feel maybe we are not the one to do it. Why? Why are you not the one to do it? Why are you not the one to do it? You were given the vision. You were given the dream. You were given the opportunity. You were given the provision, yes. So I say to you today, I hunkered down. I used the principles that were mine to use. I looked at the tools that I had at my disposal, and I realized that there is no fear in my life anymore. There is no inclination of not knowing what is mine to do. No, I am here. We are here. All of us are here to make a difference. Now, some of us choose to walk that path with spirit and alignment. And some of us choose to walk that path, and some of us choose not to walk that path at all. And that is why we are at a point of choice at all times. You choose to take the opportunity, or you choose to not take the opportunity. You choose to open yourself up from the top, or you choose not to open yourself up at the top. It is always a choice. It is always a choice to rely on faith or to rely on fear. I choose to rely on faith. I choose to see my life in alignment with spirit. I choose, even though the road is scary, and even though the road is unsure, and even though I don't know what is coming over or around the bend, I'm moving forward. I'm going forward. I'm going forward. Anytime there is an opportunity for your life to be different, for your life to make a difference in this world, choose that. Anytime there is an opportunity for you to grow through the narrow road of what is at the end of that street, choose that. Choose that leap of faith, knowing that you are going to be taken care of, knowing that you are going to be just fine, knowing that you are going to be free, knowing that. So as I say to you today, what do you want? What do you want out of your life? Do you want more fear, or do you want more freedom? Because if you want more freedom, then you're in the right place today. And if you want to kick fear to the curb because it no longer suits you, because it is false evidence appearing real, then you're in the right place today. And if you want the freedom to know that you are living your best life, that you are living a life that God had intended for you to live, you are being who you were meant to be, then you've chosen freedom. I would like to give you some homework today. Homework is really called soul work. For you to work on this week, I want you to sit down in a quiet place. And I want you to take a piece of paper and draw 2 columns. And at the top of the columns, I want you to write fear on one side. And on the other side of the columns, I want you to write freedom. And now under both columns, I want you to free flow writing. This is a way of writing that you don't edit yourself, you don't correct yourself, you just write what comes out. You write what comes to your mind when you approach both of these columns. Write down the things, the thoughts of fear to your mind. And then under the second column, I want you to write down those things or ideas or opportunities that bring you to the idea of freedom in your mind. And after you do this, I want you to study both sides of the paper. I want you to think about what does that fearful side contribute to your life. And then I want you to look at the freedom side of the paper. And I want you to imagine what opportunities and blessings does this side bring to your life. And after looking at both sides, I want you to take the paper and put it down. And say a treatment or a prayer for yourself, reminding yourself how amazing you are and how amazing that God or Spirit sees you to be. And then I want you to write yourself an affirmation, canceling all doubt and fear aside and standing in your faith. I want you to write your affirmation reminding yourself of who you truly are. It could be something like this: I am a magnificent expression of God's. I am here to be a blessing to this world, and I only see freedom and goodness in my life always. I am blessed, I am grateful, and I am whole, perfect, and complete. And so it is. Let's take this into prayer. I recognize God as the amazing embracement of love that surrounds me, in front of me, behind me, beside me at all times. I recognize God as compassion, the compassion to know that we are all doing the very best that we can with the tools that we have at the time. I recognize God as the peace beyond all understanding, the peace of the mind, the peace of the body, the peace of the soul. I recognize God. And as I know that I am filled with love, and I am filled with compassion, and I am filled with peace, I know that each one here is filled with the love of God. Each one here and online is filled with the peace of God. And each one here is filled with the compassion of God. So I speak my word knowing that today we have let fear hit the curb, knowing that it no longer allows or is allowed to be a burden in our lives. Yes, we are no longer seeing fear. We see freedom. Freedom. Yes. And as I release this prayer, knowing that it is good and very good, as I release this prayer, knowing that it is fulfilled and fortified, as I release this prayer, knowing that it is all that it was meant to be, I release, I let go, and I let God. And so it is. Amen and amen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Gerrie. All right. Woohoo! Okay, thank you so much. We usually do an affirmation. And so I will say it once, and then, so I invite you to stand up. And I'm going to say it once, and then you can say it after. We'll say it together. Fear is simply belief directed towards something we don't want, while faith is belief channeled towards that which we do want. All right, together. Fear is simply belief directed towards something we don't want, while faith is belief channeled towards that which we do want. And so it is. All righty. Whew. So, being grateful for what we have received, it is now the time for our conscious giving. So, I invite you to take your gift in your hand and hold it over your heart as we say this blessing together. I give this gift with love and joy from a consciousness of abundance. Divine love blesses and prospers all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. So will the ushers please collect the gifts? I forgot to mention that if you are online, you can text Sierra CSL to 44321 to donate. You can also scan the QR code to give, or you can mail a check to the Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, Post Office Box 2714, Grass Valley, California, 95945. All right, so I'm going to bless these offerings. I am so grateful for the generous hearts, the generous minds, the generous lives that have shared their abundance with us today, knowing that this abundance goes out into the world to bless and prosper not only our center, but our community partners. And so I just give thanks for this good that is unfolding, and know that the blessing comes back to each giver, pressed down and overflowing. I give thanks. I call it good, and so it is. All righty. So, time to thank everybody who is making this possible today. So I'd like to thank the ushers, Jivan and Pat, for collecting our money today. Thank you to Marilyn for being our candle lighter. Thank you to Carol for doing our announcements this morning. Thank you, Carol. Thank you to Carol and Virginia for doing our spiritual technical work today. Who placed the sign? Did someone place this? Oh, right, Virginia, thank you. All right, thank you. And thank you very much to our wonderful speaker this morning, Reverend Gerrie Walker. Thank you. Thank you. And I thank myself for being the host and the practitioner. And I thank our wonderful musician, Kalyani. And did you bring the flowers today? All right, Diane Messler for bringing the flowers. And of course, Tiran for being our wonderful sound tech. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All righty. So what are you taking away from our experience together today? Freedom. Freedom, you betcha. Gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Encouragement. Provision. Faith. All right. Release. All right. Yay. Thank you so much. All right. Let's stand for our benediction. Something wonderful is happening as me right now. It is this thing called freedom. It is this thing called faith. It is this thing called joy. I know it. I feel it. I sense it. Because I am it. And so it is. All right, and let us sing our closing song together. I release and I let go.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more fight. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Blessings, blessings.